Hey everyone, so today I'm going to be sharing my story with you, my weight loss story actually, and this video has been requested so many. As I mentioned in a previous video, I actually lost 100 pounds. And I know people find that crazy. I lost 100 pounds post-baby. Losing weight, my whole journey with depression and weight gain and all that kind of stuff, it's not something I usually like to talk about. But I know a lot of you guys out there may be dealing with the same thing. It's just something that's never talked about. People are just ashamed of it, and I don't really know if I'm ashamed of it because I've overcome a lot in such a short amount of time. So I can just help one person out there. Maybe someone else is kind of going through what I went through. If I can help you, then it was all worth it. So I'm actually going to be including pictures in this video today, just so you guys can get a sense of what I look like then and what I look like now. I don't want you guys to think I'm being braggy about it, showing you how I look in a bikini, but I'm actually going to show you how I looked 60 or 70 pounds heavier in a bikini and how I look now. I don't want you guys to think I'm like bragging or anything, because I'm totally not. Yes, I am a model and stuff. I like to take pictures, and I'm very proud of all the hard work that I did essentially alone. Okay, so it all really begins when I was little. My parents were never big on like being health conscious, fitness, health, weight loss. That was never part of our, our lifestyle. I'm Puerto Rican, so my mom made lots of really good fatty fried dishes. I remember eating rice, chorizo, pasteles, all that good stuff all the time. And coming from a Puerto Rican family, we ate and celebrated. Like, that's how we spent time together. And from a very early age, my mom told me that no matter what, I was going to be big. She said I would be just like them, just like everyone in that family, that I was just going to be fat and there was nothing I can do about it. So from a very early age, I was conditioned to believe that I was going to be fat when I was an adult. And I can't say I agree with how my mom, perhaps she was joking, but it's not really funny when you think about there's so many people out there with self-image issues. I'm surprised I never developed an eating disorder, or I don't know, maybe I was just too oblivious to weight loss, health and fitness. I just didn't think about it. I just was conditioned to believe I was going to be fat and that there was nothing I can do about it. So I met my husband, who was then my boyfriend, when I was 15 years old, and I weighed about 120 pounds. And I would just remember my teen years being just really carefree. So by the time I graduated from high school, I went from being 120 pounds at 15 to 178 pounds at 17, 18 years old. And at that time, it didn't really bother me. Again, I was conditioned to believe I'm going to be fat, so what can I do? My major weight gain started to hit me when I was about 20 years old. And I remember vividly, like it was yesterday, I was shopping for pants, and I was usually about a 13 or a 14, a size 13, 14 that is. And I remember my pants shrunk in the dryer, and I went to go try to find a new pair. I picked up a 13, 14, but I also picked up a 15, 16. And the 13, 14 didn't fit anymore, but the 15, 16 fit perfectly. And I remember thinking to myself, 15, 16 is plus size. I guess I didn't see that I had a problem because a 13 was still the junior size. Knowing that the plus size fit me was actually really humiliating to me. It was around that time that I was getting married. I was worrying about my wedding and all this, and I found out after my wedding that some family members were saying some really cruel things about me. No one had ever made a fat joke about me. I didn't really even consider myself fat, but when people started to say these horrible things about me, I kind of reassessed myself and realized I was fat. They said really cruel things such as, I was so fat that, I needed to stop wearing my high school clothes. Or my personal favorite is, I found out that my mother-in-law and my husband's family were talking a lot of crap about my wedding pictures. It was repeated back to us that I was so fat that I could carry my husband over the threshold and that I looked like a cow. And it really hit me. It was very devastating, it was very humiliating, and it really hurt my self-worth, it hurt my self-esteem. I didn't think much of myself, but again, I was still conditioned to believe there's nothing I can do about this weight. Now, it actually hurt me beyond words when the comment about me being so heavy that I can carry my husband over the threshold was made. In fact, I actually see it as a form of bullying. I was only 20 years old, and here's some middle-aged old lady with dry skin, dry leathery skin, and nicotine-stained hair, poking fun at me for obviously no reason at all. It just wasn't right, and it just wasn't fair. I started to take Trim Spa around that time, and I definitely do not recommend that you take any type of weight loss pills. Trim Spa was one of those things that you take and it expands in your stomach, causing you to eat less. I took that and I was still being stupid about it. I would take the Trim Spa and then I'd eat a cheesesteak or I'd eat a pizza. And while I did lose weight on that, I lost 20 pounds. It got to the point where it stopped working and I was just kind of left, starting to get big again. And that was around the time that my husband and I decided we wanted to start a family. So when I got pregnant, I was about 167 pounds, and by the time I was weeks away from giving birth, I was way, way over 200 pounds. And for some reason, I thought that all the weight was going to come off. I read so many books. I just thought I would be in the 160s again. So after I had my daughter, I was left at 190 pounds after all, the water weight came off and all that good stuff. And I was left severely depressed. I had really bad postpartum depression. And I'm the type of person that if I am sad, I'm going to be vocal. I let you know how I feel. I let you know how I feel when I'm happy, when I'm sad, when I feel like I'm dying inside. I'm just not one of those people who can keep it bottled up. So I told my mom, hey, I'm depressed. My mom doesn't believe in depression, so she just was like, whatever, you're fine. My husband's mom, I told her I was depressed. Whatever, you'll get over it, she told me. My husband was the only one who really believed me. He saw the change in my mood. While I was so happy and in love with my daughter, I was just so upset at the same time. I supposedly had these friends who did not give a shit about me. Unfortunately, you realize who your true friends are when no one is around, and I just needed somebody there. So definitely, you need support. You need someone who's going to be there. While my husband was there all the time, he couldn't be a girlfriend who could just listen to me about certain things, about my weight, about trying to fit into certain things. Like, while he's my soulmate, he's my best friend, he couldn't really be my girlfriend. If any of you out there do not have support, do not hesitate to contact me via YouTube. I'm always here to listen to your story. I'm always here to just kind of give you support because I know what it's like to not have any support. And if I can help someone, if I can have that ability to help someone, I'd very much like to. I actually remember one day I went to my family physician and I was telling him how I was really concerned that I was depressed. I wasn't suicidal or anything like that. I just was finding myself crying all the time and just really didn't think much of myself. I felt really bad because I was so overweight. I was actually 30 or 40 pounds heavier than I was before I got pregnant, and it was just humiliating to me. So I remember my doctor, I was in the office with him and he was taking notes with his little recorder, and he said, patient is severely overweight, and that really, I did not need to hear that. I did not, actually he said I was severely obese. Those were his words. I was obese. I did not need to hear that. It made me feel really bad. I remember he was so quick to write me out a prescription for Lexapro, which is an antidepressant. I took the prescription, but I did not want to rely on pills. I never got it filled or anything. I just wanted to beat this by myself. I didn't want to rely on anything else. And if you need pills and if you take pills and if that's what makes you feel good, that's fine. Just for me, it was a very personal thing. I just did not want to rely on pills. So after my failed trip to the doctor, I remember doing some online research about what I can do to kind of beat the depression without having to take any type of pills or anything. And I read that working out increases the levels of serotonin, which is the happy chemical in your brain. So one of the reasons why I started working out was to beat my depression. So I really educated myself on what I can do to lose weight. I didn't have a personal trainer. I didn't have money for that. I didn't even have money for a gym or anything fancy like that. I did it. I invested in a treadmill and I used some other tools that I had around my house to help me lose weight. So it's around this time that I decided to make a lifestyle change, and I think that's huge when dealing with a weight loss. I don't think you should see dieting as a death sentence or a prison sentence, or, you know, you're not being sentenced. It's not a bad thing. I think you should look at it as a lifestyle change, a reinvention of yourself, and that's exactly what I did. So one day I literally woke up and I said, you know what, I'm making a lifestyle change. That's all it took. I know I was conditioned to believe I was always going to be fat, but I literally kicked those thoughts out of my head. I was not going to be fat. My goal was actually to be 130 pounds. And as you can tell, I kind of surpassed that. But I decided I was really going to kick this thing. It was around that time that the drug Ally came out. And I know I told you guys that you shouldn't rely on pills, but I decided at that point that I was going to try to take Ally. I had lost some weight on my own, and then I took Ally, and if you know anything about that drug, it gives you horrible, nasty side effects, and I did not like it, and it was also really expensive. I was on the drug for about 8 weeks, and I found that I lost 15 pounds on my own, and then I lost 15 pounds with Ally, but I lost it in the same amount of time. So I weaned myself off of Ally. I took it for 2 months, and then I just said, you know what, I don't want to rely on this stuff, and I don't really like the nasty, horrible side effects that I'm getting. So I just decided to just kind of kick that and just keep on going. And before I knew it, I remember, I think by November of 2007, I was 134 pounds. By May of 2008, I was 114 pounds. And I've lost about 9 pounds since then, but really now I've been focusing on toning and just kind of just sculpting my body at this point. So way before I decided to join the whole YouTube beauty community, I actually started working on an ebook. And I was just kind of doing it for myself at first, but then again I thought it would be kind of neat and cool to just kind of share everything that I've done to lose all this weight. Everything I've done as far as eating. I'm very creative when it comes to eating. I was going to include my recipes, what I eat on a daily basis, how long I exercise, my detailed workout plans. If you are interested in my ebook, please leave me a comment below or message me via YouTube to let me know that this is something that you may be interested in. And for any of my subscribers, I will be offering the book for half off. And it's not going to be very expensive at all, please. It's probably, for my YouTube subscribers, it'll probably be about $5. In case any of you are wondering how the depression went for me, I did kick it eventually. I think, you know, a lot of it was postpartum, but it did last for up to 6 months. But I definitely feel that the exercise helped me. But after I made my lifestyle change, I'm more active now. I really made working out such an important part of my life. I do it every single day, 5 days a week, but I don't look at it as a chore. I mean, there are some days when, yeah, I don't feel like doing it. I'm tired, or it's been a particularly long day running after my 3-year-old, but I really embrace it. I love doing it, and it's been just such an amazing journey for me. I think if I start like a lifestyle change now, I think I'm going to be set for the rest of my life, and that's what I'm really hoping you guys out there who are struggling with weight can do. Set a lifestyle change for yourself now. Do it for yourself and try to make the change. Thank you so much for watching this video. Bye.